chemical equilibrium is related to chemical reactions which are showing reversibility. As you can see here, A moles of A, capital A stands for the chemical, small a for stoichiometric coefficient, reacting with B moles of B, making C moles of C, D moles of D. A, B, C, D are the stoichiometric coefficients. They are showing a reaction in one direction which is called a forward reaction, making the products C and D. Now, if the products are more reactive under the given set of conditions of temperature, pressure, there is a chance that the product may react again and will show the reversibility as backward reaction. So there are two rates actually in the reaction. One rate is a forward rate, other rate is the backward rate. So we can write the net rate, and that will be equal to forward rate constant multiply by concentration of A raised to A, concentration of B raised to B. Here of course we are considering the elementary reaction, th order with respect to A, bth order with respect to B, forward rate constant. All these things I have written as per law of mass action which we have learned in kinetics, minus Kb, the backward rate constant, C raised to C, D raised to D. Square brackets are used for concentration purpose. You can have the rate as same Kf, of course units will be different, partial pressure of A raised to A, partial pressure of B raised to B, minus Kb, partial pressure of C raised to C, partial pressure of D raised to D when the reaction is in gas phase. This equation can be used for the solutions. This can be used for gases. This is the reaction which is showing reversibility, and this is the net rate for any reaction showing reversibility. Now at particular point, this rate will be 0, and that is the point called equilibrium. Equilibrium is a state of balance. When the net rate will come 0, net rate coming 0, we get a condition called steady condition, stable condition of the reaction, and it is called equilibrium or chemical equilibrium when the forward rate and the backward rates are coming exactly equal at a point called chemical equilibrium. So chemical equilibrium, we can have forward rate constant upon backward rate constant as concentration of C raised to C, D raised to D, concentration of A raised to A, concentration of B raised to B. This ratio is related with the two rate constants which are always temperature dependent term, and the ratio is representing the ratio of the concentrations, and that is what Kc. This K is small, this K is capital, indicating equilibrium constant in terms of concentration for a given reaction Kc. We can also have another term Kp. It is related to gas phase reaction where we can have partial pressure of C raised to C, partial pressure of D raised to D, partial pressure of A raised to A, partial pressure of B raised to B. So for solutions or liquid phase reaction, we use the term Kc. For the gas phase reaction, we use the term Kp. Both are related to rate constant, and that's why very important point you have to mention here, both Kc and Kp are related to the stoichiometry of the equation, that is what balanced chemical reaction, and temperature. These are the two terms which are deciding the equilibrium constant of the given reaction, Kp and Kc. Kc may have units, may not have units. Of course, the units will be in terms of concentration, that is liters, moles and all these things. You can have Kp term in terms of units like atmosphere, Pascal or so on. So Kp, Kc are the terms which are giving us the guideline whether a given reaction is reversible, little reversible, irreversible, highly irreversible and so on. Kp, Kc values too much larger indication that the product formation is encouraged and the chances of reversible reaction are minimum. So Kp and Kc very large means reaction is irreversible. Kp, Kc value smaller, reaction reversible. Of course, the question will come in your mind, how to get Kp and Kc? Kp, Kc terms are related with thermodynamics. Once again I repeat, Kp, Kc terms are related with thermodynamics. If they are known, we can make some comment about the reaction. K values are dependent on stoichiometry of the reaction. That is what balance equation what we write. And K values are also dependent on temperature. As we change the temperature, K values are going to change and that will make the change in the product finally. So this reaction, reversible reaction, we can learn on graphical basis as. We know that initially the composition of the reactant or concentration of the reactant is definitely high. It will go down as the reaction will proceed and the product concentration getting improved. So when we talk about the graph of concentration versus time, the concentration of the reactant will go down, the concentration of the product will increase. This is the reactant, this is the product concentration, and this will happen up to a certain point and then the change may not happen further. So after this point you will realize that the change is not happening in the concentration and that is what the term we can say equilibrium. So after this point chemical equilibrium concept is there. Before this point concentration of the reactant, concentration of the product is changing with time and the study called kinetic study. So initially there is a kinetic study and then there will be a point called chemical equilibrium for a reversible reaction. It can be this way also, concentration versus time, the concentration of the reactant going down, concentration of the product stabilize at one point, and you may say equilibrium established here for a reversible reaction. This is for reactant whose concentration going down, this is for product whose concentration increasing, reversibility showing such a kind of condition at one point, and that is what called equilibrium or a chemical equilibrium, which is a state of balance for the chemical reaction. It is a dynamic equilibrium. Equilibriums are of different types. Chemical equilibrium is a dynamic equilibrium. So reaction showing reversibility is decided by the nature of the reactant and product, also decided by the process conditions like pressure, like temperature, like concentration. So definitely these are the factors which are affecting equilibrium. But the reactions are reversible by nature. We can't say that such reaction we don't want reversible, we want irreversible, like this reaction. Nitrogen reacting with hydrogen showing ammonia 2 moles and the reaction is showing reversibility. Sulfur dioxide will react with oxygen making reversibility and the product is sulfur trioxide. Carbon monoxide, hydrogen making methanol, 2 hydrogen moles showing reversibility. So reversibility is unavoidable for such reactions. Only what we can do is we can shift the equilibrium to the right side or to the left side. Right side is a product side and left side is the reactant side. So equilibrium we can shift to the right side or left side by changing the process conditions. Product side favorable, that means right side equilibrium shifting. And if you don't want the reaction, equilibrium will be shifted to the left side where more and more reactants will be produced. In short, the conversion will go down. Now this point is very important about the reversible reaction. Reversible reactions cannot show very high percentage of conversion, just like irreversible reactions. If you take the reaction like making of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen, the conversion level is just 25%. For this particular reaction, conversion can be 50%. In short, we have to accept the low level conversion here because of reversibility. So when we say reaction reversible, we will have definitely question in our mind, can we shift the equilibrium to the right side? And the answer is, of course, a big challenge for science. Answer is yes, it is possible under certain conditions. And what is that? Actually to be learned as the next part of the topic. And that is what the factors affecting state of equilibrium. But before that, let me revise again. Equilibrium constant depends on stoichiometry and equilibrium constant depends on temperature. The graphic pattern will give the idea that there is a particular point after starting a reaction where we can say equilibrium establish. You just mix the chemical and equilibrium establish at the same moment is not possible. Certain time required. That time of course varies from reaction to reaction, but certain time required, and during that time the reaction follows rules of kinetics. After a certain particular point, the reaction will attain equilibrium. We can have the relationship of K and T, ln of Kp. This is Kp as the equilibrium constant for a gas phase reaction minus delta H upon RT plus some constant. This is a straight line relationship. Delta H is the heat of reaction and ln Kp you can plot in this manner because the graph will be of type y is equal to mx plus c form when it is plotted in this manner. The graph will show positive slope as well as negative slope. This is very interesting. When the delta H value will be negative, called exothermic reaction, the net slope will come positive. So here the graph is for exothermic reaction. When delta H is positive, the graph will be negative slope, and that will be for endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, heat is evolved. Endothermic reaction, heat is absorbed. This graphical relation is indicating how Kp depends on temperature. Exothermic reaction, slope is positive. Endothermic reaction, slope is negative. Suppose you have a reaction N2 plus thrice H2 giving twice NH3 and the value is K, equilibrium constant. Then we can have a reverse of the reaction this way. NH3 giving N2 by 2 plus 3H2 by 2. The reaction should be balanced. If this reaction is having equilibrium constant K, we can multiply the entire reaction by minus half. When you multiply here minus half and minus half, the sign change. So whatever is the multiplying factor, that should be the power for equilibrium constant, and that's why for such a reaction equilibrium constant is 1 upon square root of K. So for this reaction equilibrium constant K, in the same manner we can write the reaction. Actually the chemicals are same, stoichiometry different. We can have the equilibrium constant 1 upon root K. If you say this reaction N2 plus thrice H2 by 2 making ammonia, now we are having multiplying factor half for the entire reaction. The multiplying factor becomes a power for the original equilibrium constant. So it is square root of K. This is how stoichiometry is related with equilibrium constant, and temperature is also deciding the term equilibrium constant Kp or Kc with the help of heat of reaction. So reaction reversibility is related with several other terms, and that's what our next part, how equilibrium can be shifted to left or right. What can be done for that? And there, that is the actual term which we have to learn, because we can change the equilibrium condition, but we cannot avoid equilibrium for reversible reactions. And why reactions are reversible? Because products are having reactivity under those conditions of temperature, pressure, so they show reversibility, and that reversibility is unavoidable when reactions are like this. Now, why we are giving importance to this topic? These reactions are having a commercial value at present. Multi-ton ammonia is made in the world by this reaction. Multi-ton methanol is the chemical produced. Methanol is the largest organic compound produced in the industry. Reaction reversible. You know, king of chemical is sulfuric acid, which is related with sulfur trioxide. Reaction is reversible. In short, these reactions are having a commercial importance. These reactions are having a scientific importance as reversible reactions. And that's why the topic is having a great value in science. Reversibility is not decided by me and you. It is decided by the nature of the chemical. So let us start with the next part, factors affecting state of equilibrium.